Woman and discipline. If you've been watching my previous videos, I talked a lot about the feminine energy. And when you talk about the feminine energy, the word discipline does not match into that energy. Discipline is usually associated with the masculine energy. The masculine energy being the part of you that is productive, goal-driven, resilient, hardworking, all about doing. And as a woman, a lot of us ambitious women, we have a hard time tapping into our feminine energy because the world around us rewards a lot of the masculine energy traits. But as you know, that leaves us very unfulfilled. Like, we need to tap into our feminine energy, especially as women, and especially as the world is getting more and more broken. We need to be more in our feminine energy because we are the ones that can help heal the world. I know this is a bold statement, but I actually believe that. I actually believe that women, we are meant to heal others, but it starts by healing ourselves. So if we don't heal our feminine energy, we won't be able to heal others, especially men. But what I'm getting at is that for a long time, when I was struggling with tapping into my feminine energy and feeling better about being in my feminine energy, I felt like I had to give up a huge part of who I am. I thought I had to give up a lot of my masculine energy. I thought I had to quiet it and to be less prone to be disciplined. I felt like being disciplined was hurting my feminine energy and that I had to stop being disciplined if I really wanted to focus on it. And the reason why I wanted to stop being in my masculine energy so much is because it was actually ruining my life. I became so hyper independent. I was restless, I was anxious, I wasn't able to connect with others, which was hurting all of my relationships in my life. And then I had this lone wolf mentality where I was socially isolating myself, becoming more socially awkward, and I've always been extroverted and now I was extremely introverted and I was self-conscious about it, and there were just tons of problems that stemmed from me being so much in my masculine energy. And I don't blame myself for it because I'm a professional soccer player, and as a pro athlete, that's what has given me so many results. That's what has pushed me to reach my goals right now. So it was a very difficult decision to put that aside and focus on my feminine energy, but I knew that's what I had to do if I wanted to feel better, feel more fulfilled. It was obvious to me that I had to take some time to really nurture and heal myself. But the thing that I'm coming to realization right now is that you don't have to give up being disciplined to be in your feminine energy. Being self-disciplined is a form of self-love. When you think about it, you are choosing to delay gratification for a better future for yourself. You are doing the hard thing right now because you love yourself and you deserve health, abundance, happiness, joy, and peace in the future. If you were to do the undisciplined things right now by maybe overindulging in bad habits, like watching TV instead of working on your purpose, or eating junk food, or skipping your workouts, if you decided to do that, your future self will be unhappy about your previous self, and you will suffer even more. It was so refreshing when I came to this conclusion because I feel like I'm very naturally disciplined. I'm someone that has always tried to reach a better version of myself and have always tried to put aside the easy stuff because I wanted something better for myself in the long run. And giving away, like shutting down that part of me was very painful because I felt like, yes, I was focusing on healing, but then there was no structure to my healing as well, and it felt all over the place, and I felt like I needed that discipline for me to sit down and work on healing. So I just want you to think about reframing discipline and feeling like when you're doing that, it's a form of self-love, and it's still you trying to heal and be in your feminine energy. It's not hurting your feminine energy. Another thing that I love about discipline is that being disciplined means you're deeply rooted and connected to your desires. And that is also something very feminine. Because we always think that it's the masculine energy that is disciplined because you're getting after the goals and the things that you want. But the thing is, desires are a very emotional state. For you to do things that you deeply care about and that you truly want, you have to be so emotionally connected to it, and that is the feminine energy. The feminine energy is so emotionally intelligent. It knows when to be courageous. It knows when to put the effort. It knows when to sit back and reflect. That is all with the emotions. And without emotions, you won't have deep desires. And without deep desires, you won't be able to discipline. Because the people, what they don't get is that it's really easy to be disciplined once you know what you want. But a lot of people struggle knowing what they want. That's what people struggle with. It's not the actual being disciplined, it's to be very in tune with what they actually want in life. So I'm gonna give you a couple tricks for you to figure out what you want. One of the things is, like, let's say you don't know what you want, but you want to know what you want. That's a desire in itself. You wanting to know what you want is a desire. So focus on that. And how do you figure out what you want is by committing to learning, getting some feedback, and actually being self-aware to apply some changes. You absolutely have to get out of your comfort zone and try new things. If you want to change and be better and self-develop and know what you desire, you need to do things differently, and you need to get out of your comfort zone. There's no way around that. Be passionate about self-development, because the more you self-develop, the more you commit to learning, the more you discover things, you will get closer to knowing what you want out of life. Because right now you probably are just focused on the same things every single day, and you don't really step out of that zone, and you don't really question what you want, because you always do the same things. But once you do things differently, it gives you a whole new world of possibilities. And you realize that the possibilities are endless. You can literally achieve whatever you want. You just have to figure out what it is that is for you. And you do that by being curious and trying different things. Another way to figure out what you want is, you might not know what you want, but you know what you want to feel. So for me, for a long time, like, I knew I wanted to work on myself and become a better version of myself, but I didn't really know my purpose or my mission in life. I didn't really understand what that was for me. I didn't really know what type of house I wanted, where I want to live, how many kids I want. I didn't really know these things, because I knew that it was something that I would know when the time was right. And if I picked that right now, it just didn't feel right. It felt like it was too rushed, and I wasn't sure. So I was like, why commit to that if I'm not sure? But some things I did want is that I knew what feelings I was trying to chase. So try to focus on the feelings that you're trying to feel. So for me, for example, I wanted to feel a lot of peace. I wanted to know that I was resourceful. So if I were stuck in a problem, I would be able to solve that problem, whether it's with money, whether it's with my knowledge, whether it's with the connections that I have. I just wanted to have peace of mind knowing that I was resourceful. And then that makes me, work on myself to make some networking connections, to work on my knowledge, to try and experience new things and gain wisdom, to find ways to make money and make more money and create wealth for me and other people. And honestly, like, one of the things with the feminine and the masculine energy, they say that you shouldn't feel like you're chasing things. Like, even with manifestation, it's not about chasing, but the way that I think about chasing here is, like, in the process of chasing your goals, you feel amazing, because once you're in that process and you're rooted in the present moment, doing what you gotta do to get where you wanna go, you feel great, because that's when you get dopamine. The thing that people don't understand about dopamine is that you get dopamine when you take the time to realize you are on the right path, that you're on the way. It's a motivator, and you get that by doing the things. You don't get motivated before you do things. You get motivated when you're disciplined doing the thing, regardless of how you feel, and then you get the feedback and you know you're on the right path, and then you keep going, and that's how you build momentum. So just be disciplined, chasing what you want, and you'll feel the motivation. You'll feel like you'll feel better. Those feelings will propel you forward, will make you jump on the momentum, and it will get easy to get after you want, and you will enjoy the journey. And you will be in your feminine energy, because you will be focused on the present moment, on what is the best thing that you can do right now for your future self. So getting after your goals is not something that is purely masculine. You need a lot of your feminine energy to get after what you want. And then another thing that you can also think about, if you want to know what you want, think about what pains you. What are things that make you suffer right now? What are things that when you do, you just hate yourself for it, or you're upset about yourself, or you have self-doubt or negativity or insecurities? What are the things that pain you? Because once you know what pains you, you know what to fix, and that will be a desire as well. So let's say you know that you are extremely insecure and you hate that you're insecure, you want to change. That is a desire. And to change from being insecure to confident, you need to do things to become confident. And you don't do things because you're confident. You become confident by doing things. And that's something that people don't understand. So get out of your comfort zone. Again, everything goes back to the same principles. It's to just do the thing regardless of how you feel, because that will be better for your future self, and that is an act of self-love. And I really want you to take the time to realize that if you didn't really take too much time and you're like, oh, I already know what I desire. Think about, is it really what you truly desire? Because most people, what they desire is the result or product of what advertisers say, of what their parents say, their friends say, social media say, society says. You are the product of other people's desires. I was that person. I used to want to chase being a doctor because I thought that that was what other people would want from me. That's what people respect me from. I used to chase wanting nice clothes to fit in, to impress people, instead of dressing up for myself and what I want. I used to, want to have the latest technology and all the newest gadgets and be up to date because everybody had that. But when you think about it, that shit doesn't even fucking matter. Once you start doing things for other people's approval, you realize that that will never fulfill your deepest desires. You need to seek out what truly feels fulfilling to you. And honestly, it should be on these 5 categories. It should be about your faith, about your family, about your fitness, about finances, and finally your fulfillment. The 5 F's. Those desires, I think, are pretty inherent in everyone. And it has nothing to do with what you possess. It has nothing to do with what other people want or the things that you have or where you live. It is much deeper than that. And everything you do, if it is made to elevate those 5 pillars, you will feel like you are aligned with what you truly desire. That's just an idea. But I want you to just think back about what I said earlier with you are the product of other people's desires. And this might make you mad, but think about it. You are literally so influenced by advertisers and marketing strategies, and you are literally a puppet. That should make you so angry. That should make you not want to do what everybody else is doing, because companies are paying tons of money to implement what they think that you should want. And what's so annoying in that is that you are giving them your most precious, most valuable thing that you own, your time. You are giving your attention to social media and to all the marketers out there, and they implement the desires that you want, and they literally control your whole fucking life just because you give your time and you spend time on social media scrolling, and you're not being self-aware about what you're doing. I remember there was this study once, or this fact, I don't really remember actually precisely what it was, but it went something like this. The leading cause of death, of early death, used to be tobacco. Now it's processed foods, but that's another topic. But back then, they were trying to make people stop smoking, right? And if they told the kids, if they told people, adults, I don't know why I keep saying kids, but if they told people that smoking was bad for you, bad for your health and all that, people did not stop smoking. They didn't really care about that. It didn't really work. But the campaign that actually made people quit smoking was the one that made them realize that the more they smoke, the more money went into the pockets of the rich white people. I'm not kidding. That's what made the most significant amount of people that quit, was because of that campaign. That created a huge change because people did not want to feel like a puppet to those big, rich white people up there, and they would rather quit smoking because of that over their own health. Isn't that crazy? But that's why it should make you mad right now that you are being a puppet to social media and to all those marketers out there. Like, there are tons of rich people now that are doing the same exact thing than smoking. Now, instead of being addicted to tobacco, you're addicted to your phone, to social media. Do you realize that? So if you don't take control over where you put your attention, you're never going to be free. And time is freedom. And the moment you start giving your time away to all those people, you're never going to be free. And I know I digress from this whole video, but I didn't really have anything planned out for this anyways. But what I'm getting at is that you need to start putting your attention into things that truly matter. And the things that matter is creating a better future for yourself. And that means delaying gratifications and doing the hard things now. Let me ask you this, do you want to change? And you might be resistant. You might want to say, no, because it's comfortable. Being where you are right now is comfortable. Laying on social media and watching TV and playing video games and eating junk food and not working out and partying every weekend and drinking alcohol, all of that is very comfortable. But part of you that is ambitious and knows that you are meant for more is hurting every single day that you choose to not delay gratification. Every single day that you choose to do the same thing, the self-sabotaging behavior every single day, is hurting that version of you, that authentic self that is meant to thrive. And it's getting harder and harder every day for you to change. So maybe you're not a confident yes that you want to change, but you want to change. Well, already we're a step closer to a desire. If you want to change, you still have to be disciplined. You literally just have to kick yourself up in the ass and get yourself up and do things differently. You're the only one that can do it. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm here to wake you up, but you're the one that has to take radical responsibility of your life right now and make a change. You have to pause and take a second before you make a decision and realize, is that going to make me a better version of myself? Everything you do, question every single thing you do, every habit you have, pause right before and ask yourself, is this better for myself, for my future? For once, you even wishing that you want to change is something to celebrate, because that's something that the world is not telling you that you desire. So you wanting to change is great. We're already one step ahead. Now you just have to hone in that disciplined self, that mindset that you can get whatever you have. And that starts by believing in yourself. You need to focus on believing in yourself, because the moment you don't believe in yourself, you have already failed. Think about yourself and all the beliefs you have about yourself, the good things and the bad things. The good things, make that stronger, elevate that. Capitalize on that. The bad things about yourself, your negative beliefs about yourself, the self-limiting beliefs, ditch those. Who cares? You're the only one that's setting that for yourself. No one has a script out there of who you are and who you're meant to be. You're the one that needs to choose that. So you need to believe in your capabilities. You need to believe that you can change for you to be able to change. Don't have a victim mindset right now. Don't give me tons of excuses why you don't want to change and you don't want to change anything. I guarantee you, most people in this video are going to have that restriction towards changing because it's more comfortable to be in that victim mindset. Don't be that person. If you are ambitious and you know you have a deeper purpose in life and you want to reach your highest potential, you have to ditch that victim mindset. I guarantee you have had a lot of problems in your life. Odds are you had traumatizing things happen in your life, or you've had bad circumstances, or you were unlucky. And I hate to break it to you, but it's going to keep happening the rest of your life. You're always going to have problems. The people that are successful in life have learned how to deal with their problems. They learn how to navigate their problems with grace, with resources, because they have learned to master themselves. Don't be a victim of yourself. Ditch that. Don't hold on to any belief that do not serve you. You can be whatever you want. You have to let go of who you've always been. You are meant to change. We are meant to evolve. And this whole world we live in, literally the chair I'm sitting in, is meant to make you more comfortable. Everything around us is making us more comfortable, but that's the last thing we need if we want to have self-actualization. And the highest thing that someone can have for themselves is self-actualization. It's being at their best version of themselves. And everything around you is pulling you back. Even your own brain is holding you back, because your own brain will go against you. Your own brain will always want to do what's easy, because evolutionary, your brain was meant to make you preserve all your energy and do what's easy. But we don't live in that world anymore. We don't have to worry about our life or being resourceful about the food that we eat, because we need to make sure that we just eat enough, or we have enough energy that if a lion comes in, you can run away and you have the energy to do that. We don't have to worry about that right now. We don't. You have to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's something I learned in college when I went to West Virginia. That was one of their sentences, is be uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. And that's something that really stuck to me, because the moment you learn to embrace being uncomfortable, you can achieve anything in life, because you're going to be always uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable is necessary for you to have something better. If you want to just stay at good or okay or mediocre or average, stay comfortable. But if you want greatness, if you want to feel joy, if you want to feel ecstasy, you need to learn to be uncomfortable to get after those things, because those things are rare for a reason. If it was easy, everybody would feel those. But because they're precious, it has to be hard to get there. It has to be deserving. And it will feel good to get there if you have work to get there. If it was easy and handed to you, it wouldn't have any value. So embrace the fact that things are hard, because that means that the other side is brighter. Now again, you gotta believe in yourself. I know I'm gonna go back at that, but it's already you against the world, or you and your mom against the world. You don't need you to be on the other team. You're the only person that can root for yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And it's so funny, because on Facebook, you would always see those posts like that, you know, moms would post. It felt so corny, right? But it only feels that way because it's something that we've been exposed so much that it loses its value. But when you think about it, believing in yourself is the number one thing that you need to have in any big aspirations that you have. The power of belief is so huge, and if it makes you feel any better, I believe in you. I know you can do it. I literally know that you can do anything. And I want you to believe in yourself and be on my team, so we can build a tribe and we just push each other, okay? This is like basically the whole point of my YouTube channel, is to find people, like-minded people like me, like you, people that have stuck till the end of the videos, people that probably feel like they can resonate with what I say. I'm trying to build this community because I have felt so lonely in this pursuit of my dreams, in the pursuit of self-actualization, and I just know that if I were with people, it would make the process so much more enjoyable. Because sometimes it's much more difficult because I'm alone and I'm trying to find my people. And honestly, speaking to a camera and knowing that I have an audience, even if it's one person, makes me feel better that they're listening, and I know there is at least one person watching this, because I at least have 1 view per video. So I feel better. I already feel better doing this, but I really wish that we could like come together, that we can push each other, that we have a community, we can talk to each other and just support each other into our dreams. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for listening. I mean, it means so much if you actually listen to the end. I'm just gonna end up with lead your life so you can lead others. If you're meant to be a high achiever, if you're ambitious and have a big vision for yourself, you first need to lead yourself, and then you will inspire change in others. And that is such a beautiful thing to do. I love you so much. I believe in you. Let's get this together, and I'll see you soon this week in a new video. Mwah.